Oh, you wait, kids. Wait for this.
I genuinely don't believe it's ever money is the reason why you don't do something or you do something.
That resonates with me. That's why I think those things. That's what's stopping me. Okay, so let's make an amazing business off the back of it.
They're coming to you because they are struggling and they need help and they need a shoulder to be able to cry on, rant on, talk to, ask for help. Why are we like this? That's a whole...
Sniggering fact checker in the background.
We've just got back off of CBA Live 2026.
We have.
We have.
Yes.
And we're sat here with our merchy mugs.
We've got some new additions. We've got new mugs. I feel like you need to watch this episode to see them.
Do you call it a mug?
I don't really know what it is. It's one of those thermos type cups.
It hasn't got a handle.
No.
So it's not really a mug.
I don't know what it is actually.
No.
What would you describe it as?
A travel flask.
Travel mug. A travel mug. Not a flask, is it? Although it has got a little...
It does have a little handle, but not in a handle in a normal mug respect.
No,
kind of
no.
handle.
Let's describe for the audio listeners what it looks like.
Ryan's having an absolute fit. What do you think, Ryan?
It's a nice little preamble. Good preamble.
Well, everyone from CBA Live got to walk away with said mug.
They did,
So
didn't they?
those of you who are listening, who are CBA Livers, CBA Livers.
Basically, it should be stipulation that you drink out your travel mug when you listen to this episode.
Send your pictures in with them in your van.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Do it.
Yeah.
You want to see them on tour? CBA mugs on your
Mugs
work
on
tour.
I feel like we're mugs on tour.
Yeah, I think we are mugs on tour. Yeah.
Anyway, so we've been kind of, I think we're still in the buzz of CBA Live, to be completely honest.
I'm in a mix of like tiredness and
she was a bit grumpy
post-excitement.
when I saw her first thing this morning.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
It's not a face you want to see first thing in the morning.
This
really.
is going to be a struggle.
But one of the, I'm going to say a theme really, because there was loads of different shoot-offs and spin-offs from this, but a really big theme that came up across numerous different speakers and then throughout all the attendees during both days as well was the, I don't really know what you could categorize it as, like fear of judgment, fear of other people's thoughts and opinions, and just...
Yeah, we do talk about fear a lot on this podcast if you've been listening for a while, but I feel like it's a is it a different type of fear, or is it just all wrapped up? We've realised there's so much interwoven fear.
Interlinkage
in different ways that it manifests itself in paralysis, doesn't it? Like we've talked about sort of paralysis of being able to do anything, but it takes over so much when you're worrying about what other people think.
Yep.
And that's the kind of overarching part of this fear, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so we had some of the attendees in the audience share that the fear of just putting yourself out there on social media for fear of what other people may say. And actually, it surprised us that it wasn't what we thought, was it, that one? It was more what trainers that don't train the same way as you do.
It was, wasn't it?
That they were going to come at you, coined the other side.
Yeah, the dark side.
The dark side. Yeah, that they were going to come at you. That was a huge fear.
Yeah, which we didn't expect that, did we? Because we thought maybe more force-free or reward-based trainers would you be worried about rather than the balance side.
Yeah. Kind of the fear as well of almost not being able to promise a quick fix.
Yeah.
And whether or not potential buyers are actually getting on board with that.
Yeah. We talked a lot about disconnect of language and not meeting owners where they're at and that kind of thing. I think that was a big light bulb moment for a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. We'll probably go into that a little bit more here as well. But some other ones were fear of not doing what you're telling yourself that you're going to do and what you're trying to achieve and all of this stuff that you are wanting for yourself and wanting for your business. Fear that you're actually not going to do it.
Yeah.
Which turns into avoidance.
Yeah. There was an exercise where we got people to imagine they're 6 months in the future and there were a couple of people, when we did this last year, at the event last year, there were a couple of people who hadn't even looked back at what they'd put at that time, what they'd said was going to happen. So it's basically like manifesting good stuff is going to happen to you in the next 6 months. And 2 people admitted they couldn't look because of the fear of that failure. I know I haven't done it. I know I'm not going to have achieved what I set out to. So therefore, I'm just going to block it out and pretend it's not there. And that was quite a big moment, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
To understand somebody feels like that.
Yeah, some really like profound truths coming out of just so much wrapped up in fear, isn't it? And
actually the bravery to actually say that out loud.
Oh God, yeah. Like, I don't think I can ever get over how magical that space is. And I know we've only done 2 events now, but fuck me, I feel like we've been doing it forever in a good way, and just loving how amazing that space is for people.
And actually, I think it's like 10x on last year's, the space, the safety, not fear of judgment in that room. And I feel like if this keeps going like this and this momentum keeps happening, imagine what could happen in the next 2 years.
Oh my God, we could be the new Tony Robbins.
We could be the new Tony Robbins.
Does that mean we need to get some like firewalks?
Yeah. Oh, you wait, kids. Wait for this. No, but I just feel like if that's the kind of space we created already, it's going to just keep improving on that, because as we know in this industry, it can be very divisive. It can be people just don't feel like they can be themselves a lot of the time. And I do feel like not only the attendees, but some of the speakers were totally themselves, and we saw them in a different way in that room. And that was really nice feeling as well, to know that we've kind of got that ability for people to show up exactly how they want to, but maybe feel like they can't in some situations as well.
Yeah, it's lovely and a bit sad, all wrapped up in one, that there is so much fear in all of us, and just how paralyzing fear is for you. And it got us talking about some of the fearful decisions that we've made in our lives, and definitely more so recently in CBA. Some of those we've talked about before, like the investment in this podcast, for example. That was a...
Oh yeah, we like bringing up the investment in this podcast a lot.
Ryan had a twitchy eyebrow.
We need a Ryan cam. What are you going to say then? A twitchy what?
Like a raised, like one eyebrow.
I'm glad you said eyebrow.
Come on, you look like you want to interject here.
I was going to say, you've got me on the mic. I think that's as far as we can go at the moment.
Everyone, vote in. If it comes in.
Vote in?
He has to do it, yeah.
What for?
Ryan cam.
Oh, Ryan cam. Yeah.
But yeah, no, the podcast was a huge, scary investment, because it was that... I think there was a lot of things wrapped up in that decision, wasn't there? It was...
Yeah. And actually, I think a lot of that was, do we believe in ourselves enough? We hear this a lot, don't we, when people are thinking about investing in things, whatever that might be, whether that might be us or other stuff. It's like, am I good enough? Can I do it? Do I believe in myself enough? And I do feel like the overriding decision why we made that big investment in the podcast was that we did believe in ourselves, and we believed the industry needed it that much. That was another factor, a big factor. We were like, fuck us, like this industry needs it, so we're going to make sure it goddamn happens.
Yeah, it's a really good point you've mentioned that, actually, because yes, there was a massive financial investment involved in that, and it's easy for your brains to tell you that's the reason why you can or can't do something, because of the monetary value that's attached to it. But I'm going to put some money on this, because I can't think of another phrase, of I genuinely don't believe it's ever money is the reason why you don't do something, or you do something.
Money, I think money is that shock factor. You see a figure and it makes you kind of step back or go immediately no, because I wasn't expecting quite that in some cases, not all cases. But I think for me, sometimes it's like that, oh, God, how much? And then you let it sit with you, and then the real reasons, like the underneath that money, like response, like that fear response to the money, is actually not that fear response. So again, when I look back at that situation, yes, it was the money, and yes, I was looking at I ended up uncovering the reasons why it made me feel a bit sick. But actually, it probably wasn't that initially. Actually, it was probably the fact that do we think we can actually do this massive undertaking that we've got in our heads? Because, you know, you've got an idea in your head and it sounds great, and we kind of created this business that wasn't really doing anything. But you go, that's one thing, like having something in your head, having created a Facebook group with a few people in there, not really doing a lot with it. And then actually, if we make this investment, it has to become a reality. It's too big of a thing to not let that do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. There's a lot of belief. And would you put like imposter syndrome under that category?
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah.
Because it is, isn't it? It's like, am I good enough? Do people want to hear what I've got to say? Am I going to get judged for my thoughts and feelings on this?
We definitely, I think both. Well, I definitely did have that. Like, I'm just a dog trainer who's figured my business out with some help, and we want to show people that there's a way of doing this that's a lot easier in our opinion, and it can be profitable, and it can be more fun, and it can be passion driven. That's where it came from. But is that good enough to actually create a business to help people for people to actually put their trust in us, to put their money where their mouth, like our mouth is, really? Like, is it good enough?
I like it. Put your money where
our mouth is. Is that right? I don't know if it's right.
It.
I was thinking about it as I was saying it. But it's all a big things, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like this little idea turned into reality with a big smack around the face when you've got a 6 grand like bill in front of you.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But, you know, even when putting myself back in my lowly dog trainer shoes when I was all by myself.
It's so funny how I call myself a lowly, like those days where I was a lowly dog trainer so often. What does it actually mean?
I was just about to ask you that. What was your
lowly dog trainer? Like worthless, I think. I think in my mind, a lowly dog trainer is like a nothing person, which isn't true. It isn't,
not true.
But almost that connotation of like a worthless type of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it isn't true at all, because I was doing
my
great
lowly
things.
I'm just out here
lonely. So yours is more lonely.
Yeah. I was a lonely lowly.
Yeah. And it is, isn't it? It's like that term, lowly. If that's what I was thinking in my head, or I think about when I think of that word and think of myself doing that role, imagine then how that comes across as a business owner.
Yeah.
Like shit, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It belittles it straight away when it's not at all.
And again, this is all that stuff that's wrapped up in fear, isn't it? Because, you know, bringing it back to how we were feeling about the podcast and everything, and then that imposter syndrome and not feeling like it's almost not feeling like your thoughts are worthy enough. Like You're not allowed to have an opinion, and God forbid you do have an opinion, someone is ready to strike you down.
Yeah. You're expecting it almost, aren't you?
Yeah. So in order to protect yourself, you don't do it. You don't have an opinion. You do, but you keep it behind closed doors.
Or you really play it down if you have one. There's caveats around it.
Yes. And this is where I see, and it is a little bugbear of mine, when you are, when you see on social media that someone's shared something. So if someone else has written, and I did used to do this, so I'm not belittling it in any way. I was that person because I was scared to have my own opinion. Although I did have my own opinion, but I was scared to say, this is my opinion. So I tried to say, this is my opinion, but I'm living vicariously through this other person. So if somebody else had written a post and, I don't know, let's say it was somebody well-known in dog world, let's say, I don't know, Kim Brophy or something. If she had written, because she does beautiful very detailed post, doesn't she? So let's say she had written a post like that, and if I agreed with everything, and it was basically, I don't know, the equivalent of trying to educate the public around something, I would just share it. I would share it off of my business page and maybe share it onto my personal page on Facebook. That'd be it. That's all I'd do. And in my head, that was me saying, look, public people looking at my profile, this is what you need to be doing. But it wasn't my opinion at all. It was, but I didn't add anything to
your
it.
Words, though,
it wasn't my words.
Yeah.
I just shared it. And then I remember doing this as a little bit of an exercise. I looked back over my business page for the training. It was just a load of shares off of everybody else's
You do see
posts.
that quite a lot, actually, where you look on people's pages and it's just a bunch of shares.
Yeah, yeah. Even when you do it on your own personal page as well, you share your own business page to your personal page. Why?
With no context around why you're sharing it.
Well, why even share it? Why not just write it down from scratch?
Yeah.
Again, it's like this fear again of like, I can't, that's the business's opinion. That's not my opinion.
Yeah.
So I need to share it. Or look, the business is now trying to sell spaces on a puppy class or sell the one-to-one or whatever it is. I don't want to be associated with that. So I'm going to share it through my business page.
I don't want to seem pushy that I'm looking desperate to fill these spots, but my business is. And I'm okay with that.
And all of this is that wrapped up fear of I'm absolutely petrified of what other people are thinking.
And it's that teetering on the edge of being that proud, all-embodied, all-encompassing business owner, isn't it? It's like, and we always do say, you are not your business, they are separate things. But when you see things like that, it is almost like, oh, I'll push it out there, but then I'll hide behind it. Yeah. That's how it almost comes across, doesn't it? And I understand why. I understand where that comes from. But there are so many decisions and actions that we take where it's so driven by the fear of what people think. And I feel like it, to the point where there's something amazing that could be on the other side of that fear. There are things that you could achieve. There are goals and dreams and impact and all this stuff, right, that is possible. And yet, because we are so worried, if we make that wrong decision, if something doesn't work out, if we don't have that full belief in ourselves for whatever reason, something happens that we are going to look like, and I'm just going to say, you think you're going to look like an absolute twat. And that drives so many non-decisions, non-actions, because we are so worried about that. Yeah. And it's like, if you're going to change something in your business, so for the people that come and work with us, they're making some big decisions, potentially restructuring their whole business, potentially simplifying it all, potentially cutting loads of things out that on the outside looks like have to be in that business or part of that business, but actually you can still do them, but you don't need to necessarily have it all forward facing and all that kind of stuff, just to make it a simple process for somebody. And it's a big, big jump for a lot of people, isn't it?
Yep.
To actually go, I'm going to make that decision to pull those things, to remove those things, to strip those things away. What if I don't like it? What if it doesn't work? What if? And logically, you can always put them back again. We know this. But that's a hard thing for somebody to come to terms with, because don't you think so many things in business feel like a final?
I think it's the same with life. I think there is
I
so
agree.
much. Yeah, I think everything hinges on a decision.
What if I go on a date with that guy and it doesn't work out and I look like a twat and then I'm stuck? Or it's all these things that like stop us doing things, or we do it and then we regret, like maybe we have massive regret around it. And in reality, no one really cares.
No.
But we care.
We care a lot. And oh God, I mean, you could get like really deep and philosophical on this. I nearly didn't say
Philosophical.
philosophical.
That's not a word that's probably ever appeared on this podcast before, Ryan. Adjudicator Ryan will check, but I don't think it has.
Well,
I don't think it's come up before. No.
He's verified.
I was more coming in. It is a real word. Normally
Yes,
you make
it is a real
words
word.
up, but-
We know it's a real word. I'm amazed you've been able to say it properly.
I know.
And I'm amazed it's appeared on this podcast
Okay, then.
episode.
I can't remember how to say it now. So
Philosophical. Say
Okay.
it slowly.
Okay, philosophical. I can't remember what I was saying now. Yes, we can get all deep and meaningful around these things because I think there is so much wrapped up, and where this comes from, I don't know. I think it is hardwired into every single human being's DNA, and then society just elevates all of it. You live in a world of right and wrong.
Yeah.
So you can only make a decision, and that decision will either be right or it'll be wrong. And I try my damnedest every single day to not live by that.
Yeah.
It's hard because, again, it's hardwired into our systems as human beings. That, like, you do that, that's the wrong decision.
And who says it's right and who says it's wrong?
Yeah.
Who's determining it? Who's guarding this situation?
Yeah, exactly. We were having this conversation on the way down, weren't we? So for those of you, there is a movie that is out. God, what's it
I know what
called?
you're gonna say.
Reminders of Him or something. Chick flick. Looks good. It's kind of like my up my street. I want to have a little moochy mooch at it. And I was at my sister's the weekend, and I'd seen it on Amazon Prime. I was like, "Oh, we could watch that." And then Kelly's like, "Oh no, you have to pay £10. I'm not paying £10 for it yet." I was like, "Oh, okay then. we'll wait until it's free." And then she goes, "Are the reviews any good?" I'm like, "What? Are the reviews any good? What, for a movie? Do you want to watch it? Yeah, I want to watch it. Why do you care about the reviews then? Wow, I want to see what other people think. Why? Why do we
See
care
what you
what other
think.
people think?" I was like, "If you fancy it," she's like, "Yeah, but what if it's shit?" I was like, "Well, you'll learn out for yourself, won't you? You're still not going to know."
And also, what if they say it's shit and then you end up watching it and it's not shit?
Yeah.
And you would have listened to those people and never watched it, and it could have been a
It's
great
like,
movie.
It's your opinion. You're allowed to have an opinion. It doesn't make you right. It doesn't make you wrong.
Yeah.
But we live in this world.
Well,
of
it's
right and
like
wrong.
anything. We were talking about Slipknot, which you didn't request it.
That's not how you say that band's name.
What?
Slipknot.
Slipknot. Slipknot. Better. Slipknot.
It's not two separate words.
I know. I feel like putting a lot of emphasis on the word.
Yes, you are.
Because I'm not a fan, but you are. And
I am.
that's okay.
It wasn't okay when I was
No, it
playing
wasn't okay when it came on bloody Friday night, Thursday night. I was like, what the fuck? And actually, it was a more, I did say to you, it was a more tuneful Slipknot record.
Yeah.
Because some of them are just, rah, and I don't like that. But that's your opinion. It would be me like going, what are the reviews for Slipknot? Do I listen or not? No, I don't want to listen. That's my choice. Or I do want to listen. That's my choice.
Well, see, this is it. I was like, there is just, deep and meaningful and philosophical.
There you go. You managed to say it again.
Lots of big words from my poor little mouth. But you can see just how much emphasis, like, we're all living our life. And this is why we're all so fucking stressed as human beings.
Imagine all the effort and energy that goes into each. Like, imagine you were making that agonising decision for every single decision, like crossing a road and like, just do I pull out on traffic or not? Like, you know, some people I know do sort of overthink these things a lot, but it would be exhausting, wouldn't it, if every single decision was like that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Darren tells me every morning that I make his coffee wrong. It's like, how can I make coffee wrong? What are the ingredients? Coffee granules. Correct, that's in there. His little squirty, syrupy thing. Like,
Syrupy thing? What's the
yeah,
in it?
I don't, like a salted caramel squirty thing.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know.
God.
So that goes in there. Milk and hot water. It's like, you've made it wrong. I was like, how? And he's like, well, for starters, you don't use a spoon. I was like, no, I do not use a spoon.
What? So you don't even mix it together? There you go. That's why it's wrong.
No, I mix it together with a spoon, but I don't use a spoon to get the coffee granules out. I just tip the tub in.
So your ratios are all wrong.
Yeah, apparently
Right, okay, I'm with Darren.
It's not wrong. It's a matter of opinion.
Wrong for the consumer that you're making it for.
But see, even like we're conditioned on every single thing we do. That's wrong. You've done that wrong.
Yeah.
Poor outcome.
Yeah. We're very hard on ourselves, aren't we?
We're hard on ourselves and we're hard on others.
Yes. This is it. This is the theme, isn't it?
Everything is, yeah, you just, I mean, I can't even think of a word I was going to say then. I know I bring my sister into a lot of these chats.
I know. Poor Kelly. Does she listen?
Poor Kelly. No. We love her. She's awesome.
You say it because she doesn't listen.
She doesn't. I tell her this to her face. Fucking pain in the ass. I love her, but she does drive me insane. But likewise, I drive her insane. So it's all equal. It's all relative. She even says, because God bless her, like she doesn't have help out at CBA Live, doesn't she?
She's like, yeah,
I'd
brilliant.
be lost without her.
We even give her a big shout out at the end because she's
the parts of my brain that do not work is where Kelly steps up. And
the creative part.
Yes, I have the vision. We realised, like, well, actually, I gave myself the title. I'm a conductor.
Yeah, like waving your hands around at people.
You go do that. You go do that. I can have the vision. I can't physically, creatively do it.
She basically just fuck all people, but she just waves her hand around telling other people to do it.
Yes, this is true. I don't do fuck all on the lead up.
No, this is not, yeah. But if you watch Joe in a room, like setting things and everyone's blowing up balloons and putting creative balloon arches together and having like all these things.
That's not my bag.
Joe is not doing any of that.
Nope. It's not my thing at all.
She's telling people, put that over there, and no, I don't like that there, and oh my God, these tables are bothering me. We need to move that one 2 inches to the left. And I'm literally going, what the hell? I'm just going to walk away from this. Can't deal.
Yeah.
I'll just go and blow more balloons.
But it's that whole, she really struggles because she comes and participates in that event. And then she's like, I don't understand any of you in here. Like, why do you all put yourself through this craziness of trying to make something work for yourself when you can just go and get a job?
Is that what she said?
That's her brain. That's how it works. She's like, okay. I don't understand. You're all stressing about money. There's jobs you can go and get and have money.
Wow.
Why? What? I just don't get it.
Again, it's a very logical way of looking at it, isn't it?
Looking at it.
It's a solution.
Yeah. But it is, and it's this whole, and this is why, like, I know you and I, like, we absolutely love this entrepreneurial world that we're in. And with that comes deep fucking work on your soul, as well as deep awareness that you have got so much fear around you and you have to step into that fear. Mm. You can let fear control everything that you do. I remember being at a point in my life where I think this was like the second or maybe third investment I needed to do in one of my mentors. This was before you and I met. And I genuinely did not have the cash. And I kept telling myself, like, I can't invest because I haven't got the cash. I think it was like $8,000 deposit they wanted.
But rarely have we got cash hanging around to be able to invest like that.
Yeah. Like, but that was the excuse that I was using. And the fear was my mortgage was up for renewal. I was self-employed and I hadn't earned as much as I wanted to put through the official books. So obviously the mortgages look at the official books, not the actual cash in the bank. I'd already got a fuck ton of debt because we were in a house renovation and all the investments that I always make. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm not going to be able to get my mortgage. And this was the story that I was telling myself. And then this opportunity came up and this $8,000-9,000, whatever it was that I needed to put down as the deposit. I'm like, oh my God. And I remember sitting there in this room with this guy and he just held me through and I sobbed and he just held that space for me. And it was actually someone who was working for me in the dog training business who is very fearful in her personality. She actually turned around to me and went, Joe, you need to do this. Like, you need to be around these people. You need to have something to strive for because otherwise you're not going to do anything. And I'm like, oh my God, even you can see it. Like, you'd never make that decision for yourself, but you can see how much it would benefit me. And I had to get over the fear and go, oh God, I haven't got the cash, but I can find a way to do it. Let's look at it this way. Let's spin the thought process differently. I'm already 60 grand in debt. What's another 8K?
So did her saying what she said help that, or did you come to that conclusion on your own?
Well, I knew I already wanted it, and I knew I wanted it because of the state I was getting myself in.
I think this is the thing, isn't it? When you see people getting really upset and there's lots of emotion involved, like turmoil, that's when you know that they really want it.
I honestly don't think you can get yourself into that much of a state if you don't want it.
If you don't want it enough.
And if you don't believe it's going to help you. Because to me, the way I look at that is it's almost like fear trying to exit your body.
Yeah.
And you're trying to hold on to it. And it's that like, weirdly, I've got a visual of like having a hangover and all the alcohol trying to leave your body. Like when you're in
seeping out
that
your
horrible,
pores.
like sweaty bit of like, oh God.
It is trying to osmosis out your body.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yes. It's been a few episodes since I've said it.
Or, you could go like a bit more spiritual. It could be like a poltergeisty thing trying to get out.
God, no.
Exorcism.
Let's just go
An
with the
exorcism of fear.
Yeah, I agree. I think it is that push and pull of the fear. Like, I always think of it like a cliff edge. It literally is like that. Do I jump off a cliff? Do I not? Am I going to die? It's the worst that could happen. And it is like playing it out. What's the worst that could happen here?
Yeah.
If I do it and it doesn't work. Like, we often do this on calls with people, don't we? If they're worrying about, if they're interested in working with us, but the fear is there and it's clearly about that moment, the leap, the actual, okay, I'm in type thing. It's like, let's imagine you've done it. How does it feel? And we've had people go, I feel physically sick. Right, okay, let's maybe not do it then right now. Mm-hmm. And people that go, the relief is like, I can feel the relief. Okay, so if you had that relief, what could happen next after that relief? Well, and then they're putting themselves in that position and actually experiencing how it's going to feel after they've made that investment, which is, it's a good thing to do, isn't it? To kind of play it out.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think you've got to know, you've got to be brave enough to step into that fear. And this is where, when you're looking at it through you guys getting your clients on, this is the work you have to do with your clients.
They're feeling the same.
Yeah. The amount of times I have had people cry down the phone to me because they're scared of making the investment. This was also when I had like packages for 600 quid.
Yeah. And again, it's not the money. It's the, I think a lot of the time with the dog training, it's like, can I commit to the work?
Yeah.
Can I actually make sure that if it's a family, for example, like they've got to get everybody on board with it. Mm-hmm. I know I could do it maybe, but that I've got to get husband, wife, son, daughter, everyone that lives with me involved. Is that something that is going to be possible? Because if I'm investing this amount, whatever that amount might be, I need to make sure it's going to bloody work.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's that fear again of like, what if it doesn't work?
Yeah.
What if I make this decision and it's the wrong decision? Because all of us, we're only human.
Yeah.
And we all have this paralysis around, what if I make the wrong decision?
And there will always be people who are going to blame the thing that didn't work because, we've almost fallen into that trap of going, well, that was shit. Well, actually, it wasn't. It was the timing was wrong. Mm-hmm. We picked the wrong thing. We didn't actually need that thing. We needed something else. Or actually, we did nothing with it. Like, we've made an investment last year and it was a considerable investment and we've literally done fuck all with it.
Nope.
It could be great, but we don't know. We just don't know because at the time we thought that's what was going to fix things and actually it wasn't. And I still think it could be really helpful, but actually for that period of time where we thought it would be the answer, it wasn't.
Yeah. And again, you'll know a lot of this because your actions will be telling you. And again, for me, I think this is where, if you're not getting yourself in a state over a decision, then how much do you need and want it?
Yeah.
Especially when it's all compacted with a hefty financial sum, a hefty time commitment,
Yeah.
it's actually going to change something in your life and business.
And actually, it depends on where along that process somebody is, because they may have already gone through all of that before they speak to you on the phone, or before you may have gone through it if you're looking at investing in some help for business, for example, and you may have already had the turmoil feelings and going like, even before I get on this call, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to want it. I'm going to want to do the thing, but I need to have actually put myself in that position to understand how it feels if I do it, la, la, la. And then, because we get people that rock up to say a discovery call and go like, I mean, we don't really need to have a conversation about it because I've listened to your podcast for ages and I know about you and I've been in your world for ages. I've read your book. Like, I don't need anything else. And also, I've had people say, if we discuss this for much longer, I might change my mind again. So let's just do it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So they may have already had that whole, like, I don't know, process happening before.
Yeah.
And a dog owner might have already had this, like, what happens if I don't do it? Like, what's the cost of not going ahead versus the cost of going ahead? So whatever that fee is going to be presented to me on that call, if you don't know what it is already, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I need it that much.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's come up for me whilst you was talking then is the whole thing around, I feel like a lot of us look and seek validation on our decisions.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I need approval off of someone before I can make that decision. I've made the decision. I love it how every time you do this, it's like a hand up. It's like, me, I did it.
I did it.
Me.
I did it with Gareth. Like, I did the typical sort of, I need to speak to my husband, but actually I didn't. I could make the decision quite easily, and I did in the end. And I had already probably at that point, but I was like, I need to run it by him. I need to just get it out of my head into reality, and saying it out loud is reality, isn't it?
Yep.
Writing it down, saying it out loud is actually going, I'm going to do this thing. And of course, what was met with shock of like, how fucking much? You don't know this person. This is you, by the way. You don't know this person. How do you know it's going to work? All the fear stuff coming up in his responses. But I'm going, what if it did work? And what if, you know, I'm in a stuck situation with my business? You know, I've lost the love for it. You know that something's got to change. And just me saying those words to him were enough for him to go, you are right. I think you really need to do this. As much as,
what would you have done if he'd have said no?
No, what?
Like, no, you're not allowed to do it.
I would have done it anyway. It wouldn't have mattered. It was just nice that he recognised
For
the fact
some people,
that,
though, if they get told no by a loved one, that's enough for them to not do it, isn't it?
It is. I fully expected him to say no, by the way. And he would never say no because it was my money.
Yeah.
He was never going to say no, but he would have said, don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I would have gone, well, that's your opinion and I'm going to do what I feel is right for me. And I know
it is hard, isn't it? If you're not, and I suppose this comes back down to how confident you are as an individual in your own skin and your own decisions.
Yeah. And I think I've always been pretty confident in my own skin and decisions, really.
And because again, like, poor Kelly, I'm going to bring her up again. She hasn't, she would struggle to make decisions. Like, she needs that validation all the time, which is why reviews for a movie, it's that, I find it strange, but it's that validation of like, oh, look, if I'm going to make that decision, then do other people agree with it?
Do you think it's a thing about going along with the crowd, like sort of not wanting to stand out as well? Because even something like the movie, if most of the reviews are bad and she's going against the grain of going, I think it's good, there's potentially that kind of, I'm stood up. You know, like we were talking at the conference about tall poppies.
Yes.
Who's a tall poppy? That's sounds like empowering, but actually how scary is being a tall poppy? It's being somebody that's different from other people. So possibly it could be if I ask somebody what they think and they don't think it's a good idea, and then I ask somebody else and they don't, and they don't, and they don't, and I turn around and say, I do, and then it doesn't work. That's all on me, and I am just bit foolish, maybe. I am putting myself out there in that way to go against what other people think for the most part, as like a bit of a group thing. Like, collective.
Well, we're taught to conform, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. And you and I do not conform.
No.
So therefore, that's why these things might be easier for us. I don't know.
Why are we like this? That's a whole. You could do like a live
Whole other bit of
therapy
depth.
session on this.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Oh my God, I'd love that.
Why are you so unconformist?
Oh my God.
Nonconformist?
Nonconformist. Sniggering fact checker in the background.
Yes, Ryan.
So unconforming.
We are black sheep.
Yes. So, it's. I think just that awareness of. It's so fucking hard. It's so fucking hard to be a human being, let alone a business owner, let alone a crazy batshit crazy person that's now trying to care about welfare of dogs as well. And now you got to try and get the people on board, and you're still trying to sort your own messed up head out because of tall poppy syndrome, because of not wanting to conform, but you kind of do want to conform as well, because of having your own opinion, but being too scared to have your own opinion. Like, it is so all wrapped up, knowing that you've got poor money mindset issues, but then actually how can you run a business with poor money mindset issues? Because you have to deal with money.
Yeah. And even when we recognise them, that's not fixed.
Nope.
Because how many people in that room last week were like, oh yeah, I've got bad money mindset. That resonates with me. That's why I think those things. That's what's stopping me. Okay, so let's make an amazing business off the back of it. It's never that easy.
No.
Because there's lots of work to do, and it's ongoing work.
Yep.
And this is why, again, if we could just flick a switch and go, oh, I get it now. That's all the stuff that's stopping me. Right then, I'll just move that to one side and carry on. Everything could be so much easier.
Yeah. It's never going to happen.
No, but in reality, like, logical brain again goes, well, move that out the way, crack on, do all the stuff that you haven't been doing because of it. No way. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And this is why every single human being out there needs a mentor in some way, shape or form. Like,
Totally
you
agree.
need somebody in your corner. And that's exactly why your clients are coming to you. They're not coming to you to fix the dog's problem, believe it or not. They're coming to you because they are struggling and they need help and they need a shoulder to be able to cry on, rant on, talk to, ask for help. But it's masked up in, oh, the dog's being a dick when we take it on a walk. Can you come and fix it? It's almost like it's code for, actually, I've got a fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm overwhelmed. There's a million different things on YouTube that I just haven't got a clue where to start with. I've tried doing this myself and I feel completely inadequate and I just don't know where to start. I'm failing because I've tried and it's not working. I've tried this other thing that somebody else has recommended, but so actually, is it me?
And actually, they could have been the one that pestered for the dog and wanted it. And then look what's happened off the back of it. So there's that guilt feeling.
Yeah.
I'm putting other people potentially in this situation. It's my fault. And I don't know how to fix it.
Yep. And then we're looking at it as surface level problems when it's not. They're human problems.
Oh, there's another subject we should dive into more, actually, that us underestimating the impact we have as a trainer. Because there's this is something we talk to our clients so much about, is the belittling of the work that we do. Because we categorize the problems, don't we, without really even thinking about it. Low level problems, up to high level problems. And we are automatically, when we get an inquiry about a low level problem, we are literally dismissing the person, not the person, but we're dismissing the problem. We do this
with our prices.
Yes, because you have trainer prices and behaviour prices.
Yep.
Like, we do it all the time. And yet we're not considering how it affects that person day to day. If it might be a jumping up problem or a loose lead problem, that is debilitating for some people to the point where they won't take the dog out.
Yep.
Is that the reason why they got a dog? To not take it out for a walk and enjoy it? Of course not. But we're going, the only problems that warrant larger investment, like larger fees, are aggression, all these kinds of things, reactivity, aggression and stuff. And I'm sorry, but I disagree massively on that.
Yep. Yeah. We do. It's all, and that comes back down to that validation thing. Everything is wrapped up in fear, validation. In fact, someone has recently just signed up with us to come on our one-to-one coaching program. And I had a message from them this morning saying, ChatGPT agreed with my decision to come on board with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love it.
I love it. But also, what if it had said no?
Yeah. But again, look at the act of, I now need
To check it's the right decision. Yeah.
I need validation that the decision I've made is the right one.
Yeah.
We're back to right and wrong.
Scary, isn't it?
And we're doing it all day, every day. So now we're not only interacting with other human beings, we're interacting with robots to tell us if we're making right or wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Because of that super high need for validation. Am I making the right decision? Who knows? And the reality is you're never going to know. Look at even just some of the life decisions you make. When to have a kid. When's the right time? I don't know. Is there a right time?
No.
There's always something. When to get a dog?
Yeah.
When's the right time? You can try and plan it to the best.
Do you remember
of your
when I
heart.
was thinking about Baz, when I was going to get Basil, and I was like, oh God, I need to try and think. And at the end of the day, it's never the right time, is it? There's always going to be something. There's always going to be a reason not to and a reason to. You've just got to do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
It's like, right, there's going to be pros and cons to every decision. Mitigate what you can on the cons and just do what you can to move forward on everything else. Feel the fear and do it anyway. As I want to say Susan Jeffers. I feel that's her book. Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I'm owning it like I'm confident in that's the author.
Well, I feel like that might be a good place to end this episode then.
Yep.
On that little catchphrase.
Yep.
Is that it? You literally ended it there. We are so shit at ending episodes. I feel like that is the end. I'm going to say the end.